Yeah, hi, this is Bwipo, FlyQuest top laner. Yeah, I don't know. This is not something that I am responsible for. Unfortunately, Pike got vetoed by our coach, and well, maybe tomorrow there'll still be a chance, but we'll have to see. Not really. I just know that like as a 6-1 team, like eventually, like going into weeks like four, like 3, 4, 5. Generally speaking, most of the time you drop a game here or there. I still feel like we're a top team. I think we play really good League of Legends as a team. We experimented with Smolder, and I don't think we were like fully prepared of what to pair it with into Zyra Khan. So a little bit of a blind sight there, or like just caught us off guard. Well, not necessarily. I do think we were ready for that, but I don't think we discussed like what exactly we wanted to play into it and like what we're going to do and how we're going to approach the game. And I think that Smolder is the type of champion where you really have to make sure that you're charting a course and that you're following that set path, because his scaling is like very conditional, where he needs to get a lot of farm, he needs to get a lot of resources. And I don't think we did a really good job of that. Like he was trying to catch up, but in the end, they played a too fast paced game for him to catch up. And unfortunately, we were giving them some picks here and there that made the game quite difficult. That said, I still am proud of my team because we found some really nice TP flank angles to keep the game alive. And I do think there were moments where, people weren't sure who was going to win. I made a small misplay in topside where I didn't finish off the Wukong. I think if I had killed him there and didn't give him the Baron, I actually think we would have had a very good chance of coming back, because at that point with the shutdowns coming in and the way the fights went, there was a good chance that we could have came back. Unfortunately, though, I misplayed. They got the Baron, and I feel bad about that. I even called it during the game. I was like, if they get Baron, it's my bad, guys. Sorry. But in general, like my mindset was coming in like, let's play our best game. We're due for a humbling, so there like there's no shame in losing today. There's no shame in losing in general. When you put your best foot forward and try your best to win, and I don't think we underestimated them. We just came in with what we prepared in scrims, and looks like on stage it didn't pay off. So we'll have to reevaluate tonight, and tomorrow we'll see what we end up playing. I think bruisers are great. I think after they've like in general, like I've always been a bruiser player. I think most players would recognize me for not the same champions like Olaf and Darius, but more like Urgot, Aatrox. Like these are champions that people would like attribute to me playing. Set, Volibear. These will ring bells for a lot of people that have watched me over the years. And as much as like back then those were the best bruisers, I do think in recent years when I hadn't been playing, like I do think the other bruisers were better. I mean, in general, I think they're in a great spot, especially with the stride breaker changes. I think they have like a better option. So I'll absolutely look for a bruiser angles. I mean, even this game, I think I could have looked for one, but I think of tank was a bit better, so I went for the Cassante. That said, I love bruisers. I am generally speaking an enjoyer of champions that deal a lot of damage and can dish it and take it. That for me is like something I enjoy a lot in video games. So I'm a big fan. I think they're pretty good in the meta, and I have a different style compared to other people. Like I don't really play them the same way other players play, and I enjoy that. I like having my own take and my own spin on how to play the game, and I think it's awesome that Adam in Europe has success playing his own way as well. That's something that I've always wanted for any pro player, and honestly, like I don't think I like we played together, so I don't know if you know that, but we played together. I don't think I did much to help him, and I regret that. I think I could have been a much better teammate to him. That said, I'm very happy that he found what works for him, and um, I'm only hearing good things from people over in Europe. When I do, like when he is mentioned, which is like very rarely, but like anyway, I had someone bring it like he came up in a conversation once with someone that I respect a lot from Europe, and he mentioned that he got much better and he's very good. So I'm very happy for him. All the more power to him, and yeah, I mean, I was just immature. I don't know what to say. I was just immature when I worked with him, and I was like very salty that he didn't want to look at the game the same way I did. And I was like, yeah, I'm the guy with like 4 years of history playing top lane, or 3 years, whatever. Like he should listen to me. I think I could have been more open minded and more chill, and definitely supported him better. So um, I'm happy that he got through that experience and still became like a very, honestly at this point, the household name in Europe, and he's a great top laner. I play the same champions as he does because I think they're also good. So clearly there was something we agreed on, and I wasn't able to find that when I was juggling on his team, and I regret that. Honestly, they have strong opinions. I don't really like. They don't really feel like rookies. Busio played 1 year, like before this, like last year, so he's not like a full rookie. Also, is like definitely much more green. And in general, like I think it's important that like when you're working as like an experienced veteran and with a rookie, like it's really important that you find a middle ground of like, hey, this is where you get to tell me what you want me to do, or like you get to tell me what you're comfortable with and how you want to play the game. Because from my perspective, especially also having come in as a rookie with a team with like super well-known veterans way back, like what made us like very successful as a team is when I could put my foot down and say like, this is how I want to play this situation, and I want you guys to like, respect that and play the same way, or like view it, at least consider my point of view, right? And basically that's when you can kind of make it or break it as a rookie, where if the veterans on your team start to doubt you because you're trying to put your foot down and explain them how you want to play, but the veterans think you're stupid, then that's a problem, and your team will have like a very big issue. But if you're able to do it properly and you're able to communicate like what you kind of want to do, and understand each other, kind of meet in the middle, that's when I think it is super beneficial to have like rookie players and veteran players come together, because I think a lot of rookie players don't have like the biggest strength of a rookie player is that they haven't felt the burn of like a really tough loss, right? So they feel like like they feel much more free to take big risks, which is why today I'm like really really happy that like Masu got that experience. Like felt very strongly about the pick, played it today, didn't end up working out, and obviously I don't know how he feels after the game. Maybe he feels like I can just play better, whatever it is, and whatever, like doesn't matter how he feels, like in the sense of like it doesn't matter what exactly he feels like. It's on us to make sure that he understands like it's not a big deal. Like this is a part of competing. Like I've been in metas where I show up to playoffs and we're like super confident our meta read is great. We get kicked out in like 3-0 and it's like, what the fuck just happened, right? Like that's way worse than losing a regular season game to the last place team. Like that is what feels terrible, and that's why you see veteran players often like play it a little safer. That said, I just want to take the time and opportunity to work with our rookies and help them understand that like they are equals. Like we are all equals, and at the end of the day, the people that get the responsibility to carry the game are the people that play the best individually. And that is going to remain the truth for any team at any given time. Like if we go into playoffs and the 2 weeks before playoffs we're scrimming and I'm having terrible performances, we can't trust our top side. For whatever reason, Jensen maybe has like terrible performances, then we're going to put the weight of carrying the game in our playoffs matches on Inspired and on Masu, right? Same way the other way around. So the difference between rookie and veteran isn't really that big when it comes to responsibility. It's more larger in the sense of how you perceive the game. And rookie players often withhold a lot of their opinions and they don't want to like step on people's toes. So it's really important as a rookie it's really important as a veteran that I give him the space to feel comfortable. Like, tell me what you want, like explain to me how you want to play the situation. Let's discuss it. I'm going to meet you in the middle, or I'm going to do what you want to do because I think it's good, right? For me, I love it. Like for me, I'm an experimental person. Like today, I realized, like, oh damn, I think this champion might be really good. What a shame I didn't prepare it. Like, and that for me is like I love that. Like I'm the type of player where honestly, if there's an angle for me to pick that champion tomorrow, I probably will. I'll be like, I really want to pick this. Like, trust me. Like even if I didn't scrim in a single game. But I think that's the beauty of playing on live patch, is that you get so much more room to be creative. At the end of the day, it's only going to be for regular season. So for playoffs, when it truly counts, it will be fine. You will have the same system as always. So I think that for a regular season, it adds extra spice. You can tune in on every other week, because obviously it's a 2-week cycle, right? Every other week and see like, do these LCS players have anything cooked up, right? Like you get to watch Smolder 2 weeks before everyone else gets to play him. I think that's really awesome, and in general, like I think it's a huge win for the LCS. I personally love it, because if there's going to be changes to a top lane champion that people really love, and I like a matchup for it, I'm going to prep it, and people are going to get to see some of those classics that I mentioned, like Volibear or Seth or whatever I think is good right now. So that's where I'm at. I think it's a great change, so I'm very happy with it. I get that not everyone's happy with it, because some people like to copy other people's homework. Those people don't like that. 369 stands out the most for me. The reason why 369 stands the most to me is because in 2018, when I was boot camping in Korea for the Worlds, I played a lot of Urgot. I was playing Urgot and solo queue, Aatrox, Urgot. That was the meta top lane. There was Irelia and Akali as well, but I didn't play those. I was playing Urgot and Aatrox only. And I was playing against this Camille player, and it stood out to me because Camille was meta that year, but not that patch. Like that patch, no one played Camille. Like no one played Camille. And this guy played Camille into me multiple times. So he would just queue up solo queue and he would play Camille. And I was like, wow, I remember it clearly. And then after like 2 or 3 games, he adds me after the game, and he's like messaging me. He's like, who are you? Like, I can't beat your Urgot. Like, everyone else's Urgot, I can always beat. Now, I didn't know this, but 2020, after we lost to Top Esports, 3-2, they reverse swept us. When I was going to my room, I was like packing up my stuff. I was going to my room. I met 369 in the elevator, and he had someone translate and tell me that he was that Camille. Like, he was that person. And like, that to me was like, I was like, wow, really? Like, I was shocked, I was like, wow, like, I have history with this player. Like, that's crazy. Like, I remembered because he was the only Camille player on that patch that I played against. And like, it was like shocking to me because he was really good. I could tell, like, wow, he's like, this guy's really good at Camille. So that's just like a really cool story for me. And like, for me, that's been like one of the number one things that I've loved, like as a person. Whereas like, I played against someone that was like not really that well known in 2018. I would say 369. I don't even know if he was like of age to play yet. I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly. So like, the fact that I could tell that he was really good, and like, wow, like, this Camille player is really strong, and that he could tell that like my Urgot was really good. Like, that for me was like a really prideful moment where he was like, wow, like, this Urgot is really good. And I just like, I always had that as a fond memory. Like, even in 2018, 2019, like, I always like thought of that the entirety of like, I always remembered he was M7 Ghost. And I always remembered that name as like the Camille player. So the fact that it turned out to be 369 was crazy to me. Like, I was like, wow, like, it blew my mind. And that's why for me, I'm really looking forward for another opportunity to play against 369.